Alright, so you've been training for a while and things are starting to kind of slow down a little bit. And you kind of want to break through that plateau. You want to make progress. You want to continue to enjoy your gym journey. Today we're going to talk about how you can make progress and continue in your gym journey even if you've been training for a little while and you're an intermediate lifter. Let's talk about it. It's just a little bit harder. How did you make the plateaus and being put? Welcome to the video, guys. Simanga Michael Njapa here, personal trainer and online coach. This is going to be another segment of, and I thought I was not going to bring this back for some reason, but what the Michael, because I got a question. You know, if I get a question from one of you guys, I'm gonna answer it. I'm gonna answer it on here. Shout out to Daksha for sending me this message. She says, "Big man, can you please speak about being uncomfortable like in your training routine and how you can keep things spicy instead of them being monotonous and being stuck in a plateau? Being uncomfortable is a good place to be. You've made progress to get here, but now you kind of want to know how you can push yourself into that next level." Thank you so much for the question, D. Very basically, very simply, and I thought about this because I've been in this place myself. From my experience, and I've worked with a few people, besides that, I've also just worked with myself, you know. I'm a very introspective person. I can kind of look at myself objectively and be like, yo, you suck at this, or you're dropping the ball at this, so you kind of need to do a little bit more of this, less of that, all that kind of stuff. But I say all that to say, if you feel like you're in a plateau, let's say you're in a strength plateau and you can't break through a certain strength barrier or whatever, my first thing would always to be, and this is honestly without bias, and I know because I'm a coach, it'll seem like I'm biased, but my first thing would always to be like, hire a coach. Hire someone who can look at you objectively, look at your scenario objectively, and give you the real on, okay, this is what you've been doing, you've gotten to this point now, and you're not seeing progress anymore because you're doing A, B, C, and D. We've seen with the advance of things like AI and all that kind of stuff where you can kind of coach yourself, you know, but there's a reason why even the best athletes have coaches, why coaches have coaches, because that element of someone else who is a human being, and I don't feel like that's really ever going to go away until AI is smart enough to be like exactly like a human being. But that element of you connecting with another human who's there and cares about you and sees your potential and knows that you can do better and is pushing you to do better, I think that'll always be around. You know, maybe I'm old-fashioned in that way, but that would always be my number one recommendation. Get a coach. Because even with this question, and shout out to D again for the question, but even with this question, if it was super specific and we sat down and we spoke, I would understand, oh, this is your challenge. So I now as a coach, I make something, I think about your situation, what could fit you, and I could make and tailor something for you. This is still a little bit vague, but my other recommendation now would be, if you cannot afford a coach, you cannot have a trainer or whatever, assess yourself. If the challenge is having, let's say you're not experiencing any more strength gains for whatever reason, maybe look into doing some sort of unilateral work, where if you're not progressing in terms of your, let's say your barbell squat, look in terms of, am I stable enough? Am I breathing correctly when I do this? Is my breathing technique correct? Is my core bracing correct? Do I have a slight imbalance in my legs that is not allowing me to reach the strength heights that I wish I could reach? But also, am I being realistic? Am I comparing myself to someone on Instagram who's on PEDs that I might not ever reach because I'm not on those kind of things? But also, another thing that I found from working with people is a lot of people don't track. They don't track their stuff. They don't track their progress in the gym. And sometimes you could just be plateauing because you're going into the gym again off of how you feel. You're going into the gym of, okay, I feel like this today. I normally do this, so I'm just going to do this. There are certain things where you're going to need to track. You're going to need to make sure, okay, if I did this much weight with this many reps last week, this week I need to do a little bit more than that. And continue to progress that over time and look at the numbers objectively. Because you'll go into the gym and I don't feel that great today. I'm just going to do a little bit. But if you have a plan, again, even if you don't have a coach, get someone that you trust who's in the fitness space to kind of give you advice, I guess. And I guess that was me. So shout out to you. Moment over. Anyways, but yeah, get someone that you trust to give you like a kind of blueprint-ish, you know, on, okay, this is the kind of stuff that you need to do. You got to track in order to make progress long term. There's going to be a point where all of us hit a plateau for some reason, and you kind of have to be looking at the numbers to know what's really going on. Look at the numbers in terms of your sleep. Look at the numbers in terms of maybe you're training really hard and you're not resting enough. Maybe you're training really hard and you're resting enough, but you're not eating enough and you're not counting your calories. And you're like, I think I'm in a surplus, but I don't really know if I'm in a surplus. You know, if you do the same thing that you've always done, you're going to get the same result you've always gotten. So I think the main takeaway from the question and for the video is I think you guys have heard of this quote of the progress that you're looking for or something like that is in the work that you're not doing. So there's always like some sort of work that you could be doing. Maybe you're too lazy to do it. You know, just being honest, maybe you're too lazy to do it. Maybe you're, again, being too cheap to do it. And so you gotta kind of look at yourself really hard and find out what am I not doing? What am I skipping out on? Maybe there's exercises, again, like maybe you want bigger legs and you're always doing leg extensions and you're always doing leg presses and whatever, which are cool. And those can absolutely get you bigger legs in different contexts. But if you're able to do things like Bulgarian split squats, why not do them? Yeah, they're hard, I know. Squats are hard, I know. But if you really want the goal, you gotta do what the goal requires. Yeah, so if you guys have any other similar questions, be sure to Instagram me the questions. Thank you so much, Daksha, for getting in touch. I really do appreciate it. Guys, if you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. Instagram me. I'm going to leave my Instagram somewhere here. It's also going to be in the description. The masterpiece is going to sign out now. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next one.